This is Margaret Windsor. That's my real name. I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace in '41 and brought to Knowlton, Alabama, Lawrence County, and put in a pigsty. Given the name of a twin, Peggy Ann Dempsey, married to Childers, and the other twin was Carl Preston Dempsey, and they were born out of wedlock, and the mother killed them. I didn't find out until I was in a political campaign in '83 to replace Larry McDonald, U.S. Congressman and doctor from Atlanta, when the plane he was on, passenger KAL, was shot down because it veered into Russian airspace. He was en route from Juneau, Alaska, to Seoul, South Korea. And I've been telling about mind control murders. This is what I was doing in '76, '77, and '78. I had worked for doctors, and I'm not sure this went up, but I had worked for doctors, and I was telling about mind control. And then Larry, well, you can program people to do anything the controller wants them to do, the agency or whoever's doing the mind control and programming. Commit suicide, and like the plane that Larry McDonald, a congressman doctor, I wrote about, and that was what I was writing about. Murders at his hospital. Warren and Rosina Matthews were forensic pathologists. They were murdered, and Jean Strokerman was blown away on Christmas Eve because she was suing her psychiatrist. And my attorney happened to have it, Eugene Kaiser. He was a former Fulton County, Atlanta DA. And so I got some of the file, not much. But anyway, I could get on to what's illegal, and all of it has been. And the law doesn't work for me. I can't get an attorney. I feel full of antifreeze April the 1st of '80 and should have died. And that's just one of the times. I was without funds or anything. Larry Flint got locked up in Butner, and I never saw him again, quite frankly, or spoke with him since then. But anyway, everywhere I've gone, I'm allergic to chemicals, and it makes my immune system attack itself, and this is what I've been telling. I had a letter, by the way, from the U.S. Attorney, June the 23rd of '78. It was that's '79, Larry Flynn had been shot, and the person was programmed to shoot him. So anyway, I got a letter from the FBI, the U.S. Attorney, saying it was an ongoing investigation, national security involved. So then April Fool's Day, I get to '80. So this has been a joke to everybody here, most people. And I was told by, when I was brought to the first, not the first affordable I'd stayed in, I don't know, he owns a bunch of them, I'd stayed in one before. And he told me, he said, this is how we run you with chemicals. So, it makes you sound, if people don't care to listen to what the government's doing, and this is okay with them because of who I am and my kidnapping. So I've done the tapes about soaking in chemicals, and it's really killed me. I'm 75 years old, and over time, if it's where you're living and you have to inhale those chemicals because they demand to come in and clean, which sounds good on the surface, till you see what they're really doing. But I should be able to live anywhere. It's where I'm living. When I go out, well, they come and spray it. It's made it where you're not supposed to even say anything about it. They can deny it. And then put on top of it, even though I've got proof and everything, I was kidnapped from Buckingham Palace. My Uncle George helped the Illuminati, the New World Order, and that's the reason the press won't print it. Take down my father and kidnap me. And my father was never married to Wallace Simpson. A double married her, and I put that on the pictures. My father was married to Georgia O'Keeffe, the artist, her sister, Claudia Ruth. That's my mother, and I'm the legal heir to the British crown. Now then, if someone wants to have me locked up and say, hey, that's nuts, you're delusional or something, hey, it's easy to do. For telling the truth, they have put me through hell. It's easier than you think. And I was writing about mind control murders, and the very people I was trying to write about, that's mind control. It has nothing to do with mental illness, like Holmes, James Holmes, in Aurora, Colorado. He's been given psychotic drugs, and misdiagnosed, and it's a lie. Timothy McVeigh's dead. I could go on the Fort Hood shooter, the Virginia Tech next door to me. But anyway, they've used the chemicals on me. The FBI and law enforcement everybody's got something to hide, okay? So they get infractions on their kids or something they've done, and the people can get away with it because the laws sanction it, and I'm running around like a chicken with the head cut off, begging, and made so sick I can't stand it. And they're pointing fingers at Syria. If they came and showed my life, there's the rest of the world I don't think would find it cute. But I had to, without going into it because my tape's going off, I literally had to come back here April the 3rd of this year. So I've been here about a month and a half. And immediately they start soaking me and demanding to come in and clean. And the point is, this is it, and I'm leaving. And I got how much? Well, I can clean it myself. I asked them to get non-allergenic. No, because then that was their job to soak me in chemicals, make me run around to another where they're going to get me and sound nuts. Except I got papers on me, and I put that on here. But now then I've got to go because I asked them to not come in anymore and do the chemicals. It made me so sick. And now I've got shingles from all this, the stress and vertigo and everything. And I'm 75 years old. I get a letter from her, and it's so ludicrous. You can't. It's illegal, but who am I going to call? The cops? I mean, I put that on. It's so stupid. And an FBI agent told me in Grottoes, Virginia. He said He said they've made it so ludicrous. People know you're telling the truth, but they can pretend they don't, and it gives them a chance to help you or walk away. But I wanted to show real quick. I'm being told that if I don't. It's a letter, and it's illegal, but it doesn't matter. If I don't get out, they're going to have the cops escort me out. Now then, years ago, November, when I was here in Roanoke, I saved up, my jobs were gotten to, and I could save up. I saved up a little money. And the Patels owned, out in Troutville, owned motel. Paid for a month. Stayed a few days, and he comes in November here, and it's cold, and he's going to paint and all this. Well, it makes me sick. I just told him, in the winter, you really shut in. I think I've gotten everything on this video. I'm leaving it as clean as I can and everything in order. But anyway, before I go, I called the police, and this is an ongoing thing. I called the police for help, and they come out and pretend they were going to arrest me. And I paid a month's rent and had done nothing, just like here. Look at my stuff. Part of it's in the garbage. I can't put things together. This is what happens. But the Patel, when the cop left, the cop said, you're going to have to leave. And, I mean, if that makes no sense to you, all this has been done that way, only worse. So now then, this should have been okay here, and it's fixing to rain, and I have nowhere to go. If I go camp, they're going to say, you're 75 years old, you're sick, you're irresponsible. They leave out all this hell and illegal stuff they've done to me. I wanted to get to the where I'd paid the rent in Patel, and the cop left. Patel said, we're Americans now. We have to do what they tell us to do. And that's exactly what's been going on only most of them were, they're already Americans. There might be a handful of them that tried to help, but most of them, this should have been nice. They took up I won't even get into the sidewalk. And they didn't do it. The rest of this is too on the side. And he sprayed in the air conditioning, and I thought I was going to die. It wasn't just water. So now that I'm going to go, because I have to, or I'll be arrested for what? I didn't break any laws. I put the little letter she gave me, but that's kind of a joke. So this is me, Margaret Ann Windsor. Peggy, and this is the name, and even this could be used against me, with everybody knowing it.